Morning. 16th, Wednesday, 8 o'clock. I got up early this morning, real early. So I was out before it even got sunny out. And now the sun's just coming up. Well, it's been up a little while, half hour or so. But I got an appointment today to have something done. And I was out kind of running around getting things ready. So one of the things that I needed to do, and I brought this up the other day, focusing on the good, the true, and the beautiful. The truth stands alone. It does. It stands alone. You know it when you see it. Something that's good, and something beautiful, too. And I was impressed this morning when I came out with this beautiful day, the clear sky. See, it's kind of misty out still, and I came out and everything, when I come out in the morning and everything's calm, I know it. And that means everybody's where they're supposed to be, and they're happy, they're fed, they're not, when they see me, they don't get all excited like, oh, it's time to eat. They're fine. Everybody's fine. And so I was able to kind of do a couple things. And before I went in last night, I lit off the burner here, the biochar burner. And then I decided this morning, hey, I want to see how that came out. It's sort of like, like I left a treasure map for myself, and then I get to dig it up. So I came out and I opened this up and picked the barrel out and then dumped it in this wheelbarrow, and I thought I'd show you what we got out of it. This is one load, and there's some real interesting things in here. So this is a half of a pig skull. And it wouldn't have much use around here. I suppose you could put it in the compost pile, but it doesn't really break down quickly enough. But once you biochar it, it's just completely carbon now. And it just completely easily breaks apart. Here's the other half of it right there. Here's part of a hip bone, a beef. Now that was really heavy, but now it's pretty light, and it will all break apart. It breaks. It's just carbon now. Here's a vertebrae off of beef. And then I mixed in some wood. Here's wood. Here's a bone. Looks like it's off of a pig, I think. It's just brittle now. Then I put some other things in here that I wasn't sure how it was going to work. This is an oyster shell. Years ago, a friend of mine brought me a bunch of bags of oyster shells from, I think, North Carolina, maybe. And he wanted me to grind them up in the feed grinder so he could use them for his chickens. And I tried, but it didn't work out very well. And so they've just been sitting around here. There they are right there. So I tossed a couple of them in to see if they'd char off, and they actually did. There's still a little bit of white material there, but they're brittle. And before they're really hard. I mean, you can sharpen them and you can skin a fish with them if you want. There's a vertebrae. That looks like a rib bone. So from here, I got quite a bit of it now. I've got this, and I've got that right there. I have the grinder loaded up. What I do now is I will inoculate it. I'll put some of my inoculant on it. My inoculant is in that barrel. And that's basically just a tea, a barnyard tea made with various kinds of manure, anything else that's really high bacterial stuff. You can put raw meat in it. You can put the tips of trees in it, you know, like the last couple of inches on like something like this tree right here. If I did some pruning of this tree, right at the ends, right at the edges, I would cut this off here and I would put that in there because there's a lot of growth hormones in here. And that's good to add into the biochar too, into the tea. And then when that barrel gets warmed up by the sun, it makes a pretty stinky inoculant. And then I put that on the biochar before I grind it up. And then you wind up with that beautiful stuff right there. That's really good stuff. So that's kind of what I'm doing this morning. I'm not going to work it all the way to the end because I got to get going on some other stuff, but I just wanted to come out and open it up and look. And then I started loading another barrel. And before I'm done in this area, all of this scrap wood will be cleaned up. This stack of bones right here, it's getting kind of grown over, but that'll all be gone. That stack of just scrap wood right there, just cut off ends, that'll all be gone too. And it'll be turned into char. And when I'm done with all of this material, maybe make a little bit more, that'll be it for the season. I'll have enough to get through the winter. So you may ask, well, what do you do with this stuff? Well, a lot of it just goes in these bags, 3 pounds, and goes in the store. But then the stuff that we don't need for the store, we'll feed it to the animals all winter long. And it runs through their system and gets inoculated with their gut bacteria. And then we take their manure and move it over to these compost piles here. And that gets spread back on the fields. So it's like a nice little cycle. And we haven't really wrung it out yet. I mean, there's still a lot of potential to do other things. For instance, this retort, this shrouding on the outside could come off and be replaced with new shrouding because that's really getting burned. And you could wrap copper tubing around this in big wraps and then run a small circulation pump to heat water. And if I had a massive, not even a massive, but even a 300-gallon tank, I could heat that water to 180 degrees pretty easy. And that could be distributed all over the place. But then if I do that, then I'm committed to burning the thing throughout the winter. And I don't think I want to do that. I don't have a good supply of scrap wood anymore. I used to, but the mill where I used to get it burnt to the ground. So I'm going to have to figure out something else. Something else will come up. This load that I did too yesterday, I tried something different. I put in a couple shovelfuls of those wood chips over there. And I just took them off the outside of the pile so they were sort of dry. And this load cooked right off. I mean, right off, and did a nice job. So I'm kind of experimenting with what other stuff can you do? We made a discovery this week. We have a contract with a bread company, a bakery, and we get their old bread. And the deal is we have to take it out of the plastic bags, and then we have a disposal problem with the plastic bags. So we don't want to just burn it because it's a waste. It's just a huge waste. So we've been stuffing it in old feed sacks and just tying it off and thinking, well, we'll figure out something to do with this because it's just good stuff. There's a lot of energy in it. And I have a pile of it, a big pile of it. Wasn't sure what I was going to do with it, but we figured out that to kindle this burner, we can use 3 bags of bags and a little bit of kindling wood, and voila, it's gone. So the bags are basically just petroleum, and if we wanted to convert them back to petroleum so we could burn them in an internal combustion engine, we would lose. At the end of the day, we would lose time and energy and dollars. So using it this way, we win because we don't have to kindle this with wood. We can use the wood exclusively for the feedstock that goes in the barrels. So anyway, I just thought something that I wanted to kind of share. It's just such a nice day. Kind of Indian summerish. It's going to be up to 80 today here. But when I got up this morning, it was pretty cool. Sleeping last night was right cool. And but we're going to have clear skies today and we can get some stuff done. Really looking forward to it. There's a lot of negative going on right now, but you know what? It's not here. And I think that's one of the things that makes it productive is you can kind of keep the negative away and then focus on the good, the true, and the beautiful. And you know it when you see it. You know it when you see it. If you have to question something, chances are, I don't know. And just focus on building. And I figure most of the people that would listen to me are people who are into small farms and, sometimes they call it intentional living or homesteading. And you can really find a place of solace within your operation. Yeah, you're going to have to deal with some of the negative sometimes, but don't go looking for it. Don't go looking for it. There's nothing you can do about it. This is where you make a difference. And you may not be in this situation that I'm in. It took a long time to get to this situation. I didn't just land here. This took 20 years of building this place. But you can find your place. I got an example. I got a really good example on this. I learned a lot from this, and this just happened to me. Years and years ago, I was in the Air Force at the time, went on a deployment to South Korea, and it was like a 60-day deployment, 2 months. And my days consisted of being at the runway, flight line, at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I was there till 6 o'clock at night. So we missed the chow hall in the morning, and we missed it at night at the base camp. We missed it. We had to be down at the flight line. So I didn't get any of that hot chow. They would bring something down at noon for us to eat, but generally it wasn't too good. So we were just living on MREs. Meals ready to eat. You've seen those things in packages. And, they're not too bad, but it's not like 5 stars or anything. But on that flight line, the guy that ran it, I still remember him. His name was Guadalupe. He was a chief. He said, when it's time for you guys to have lunch, I want you left alone. Like I want you to be able to have 20 minutes of nothing, nobody bothering you, just eat and maybe catch some Z's if you can. And he would leave us alone. And the group that I was working with, just a group of mechanics, we set up a bunch of barrels, just like these, fuel barrels. We set them in a shelter, a square, and it was only like 10 by 10 on the inside. And then we put a tarp over it because it was cold. And we would get in there with our MREs. I'd get 2 of them. And we could get in there and we could just be left alone. Like no radios on you, just left alone. So you could eat and then you could close your eyes and lean back. And for a couple months, I mean, that was the only place where I got solace. The only place, because at base camp, you're living in a tent with 10 other guys. You know, that if you did go to the movie tent, you know, to watch a movie, you were in there with a bunch of mugs, having beers and just being rowdy and stuff. No solace. So that was one of the only places. So I could kind of eke that out, and I looked forward to that. Like, okay, this is my time. Boom, I'm in there. And I took every one of those 20 minutes and lived it to its fullest. And when I'd come out, I'd be like a new guy. So I'm able to do this, and it recharges my batteries so that when the storm comes, the excrement sandwich gets plopped on your plate, you're able to take it. You can take it and keep going. Just suck it up and keep going. I don't know. It's working for me, and I feel like I'm going into today with plenty of charge in my batteries. Got a lot to do. Looking forward to it. Gonna make some concrete today. I'm gonna make some concrete blocks. I got my area all set up, got my forms there, and when I get an hour or two, I'm gonna mix up some concrete and pour some blocks. And when I'm doing that, I'll show you what I'm doing. It's a pretty fun thing to do, pretty productive. But anyway, for now, enjoy this day. Please enjoy this day. Whenever you can, put the pedal to the metal. Remember, anyone can farm.